as long as I can remember, in fact, basically for as long as I can remember, I was going to New York to dance. That's it. I didn't know what that meant. I watched Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies and Gene Kelly and all those old musicals all summer long on the old movie channel. It started at 12 o'clock. So in the summer, from 9 to 12, I practiced my dancing every day for 3 hours. You know, I warmed up, I did my ballet, I did my jazz, I rehearsed all the numbers I knew, and at 12 o'clock I had my lunch and watched movie musicals. That was every day of every summer as I was growing up. And so I wanted to go to New York and dance. I was not sure, as I said, what that meant, but I was driven to do that. I was 3.5 years old. I think my mother took me at 1.5 years because she wanted to dance as a child. It's one of those stories that we hear about the parents wanted to do it but didn't, so the child does it because, but so my mom, I guess, was maybe living through me, but I loved every minute of it. She was there through thick and thin. She gave up everything, drove me to dance classes on Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. And well, I did my homework in the car and was always there. And she did push me in a good way, and she wouldn't, if I didn't practice when I was younger, starting out, she wasn't gonna let me go perform. If I didn't practice, I couldn't get private lessons. She wasn't mean about it. She just said, well, you don't seem interested. You're not practicing, so I can't spend more money. And so immediately, she was very supportive, but also very, hey, if you want to stop dancing and you want to do anything else, that's fabulous too. Just want you to be happy, so. As a kid, like in my teens, I danced with my dancing studio and by myself, danced for bowling banquets, the Moose Club, the Else Club, a bunch of things, the Masons, and then started working in nightclubs in the area. And so that kind of got me on this role of having my own act. So I went to New York having my own act, but nightclubs were sort of dying then. This was mid-late 60s. And I danced at the Latin Quarter, and then there was a club that is now a dance place, but it was the Copacabana, where they had stars like Sammy Davis and Peggy Lee and Don Rickles, and so I was the lead dancer there. And then that was kind of the end of the nightclub era, and people said, hey, you're in New York, you should sing and study singing, study acting when I got there, and audition for Broadway shows. So I did. I thought, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do, I'll do that. And I auditioned, my third audition, I got my first Broadway show, and then from then I just continued. I was very lucky. From '69 to the end of 2001, I was working in Broadway shows, and only a handful of months was unemployed. So I was really lucky in that. And so that's kind of and then during that time I started, let's be the dance captain, which means you teach people, new people coming in the show, you give notes, you keep the show clean, you hold auditions. And then I was becoming the assistant to a choreographer, then the associate, then supervising, the dance supervisor for that show and the tours. And in the meantime, people would ask me to run around and choreograph this, that, or the other thing, which I still do that at regional theaters, choreograph and direct. And yeah.
Now do this. Kick, ball, change, walk, walk, chassé, chassé, step, clap, and kicks, okay? Kicks. What did I do? Do you remember?
I came here in '03, fall of '03, the week of October 19th to be exact. I somehow remember that, as a guest artist. And I had a great time. In fact, I was in this very space without the Chicago set that I'm on. My first thing that I did was in this space in Hodges, talking to a whole bunch of students who were so energized and so excited and so passionate about what they do. It was really wonderful. And I visited classes and spoke to them, and I taught a musical theater choreography workshop, a couple hours for the 5 days of the week that I was here. And I had a great time with that. And midweek, the chair of the department, David Leong, asked me if I would be interested in teaching. Had I ever thought about it, and would I be interested in coming here to be part of the faculty? And I was thinking about leaving New York. I was tired of New York, didn't want to be in New York anymore, and was thinking about what my options would be. And I thought about it for a couple months and then said yes, and here I am. So that's how that worked out.
5 and 6 and 7, clap, neutral weights here. Then kick, ball, change, pivot, step, chassé, chassé, step, clap. Yeah? Try that pattern and we'll marry the two together. Sort of approaching this as an audition. You got to learn it like 5, 6, 7, 8. Go, yes? 5, just do that step.
I always said, I will never teach, ever. That's the one thing I was sure of. And then here I am teaching. But as a choreographer, as an assistant, as a dance captain in Broadway shows, because my background is Broadway musicals, I was always teaching people. As the associate or this dance supervisor, I was always putting in the stars, teaching them, and I did it really well. You know, getting information through to people and helping them look good, getting through to them. So I was really good at that. And that's actually what I did a lot of. You know, after you create things and then you're giving that information to people, you have to teach it to them. But I refused to look at it as teaching. Totally refused, and said I would never teach. And when people said, you know, is that something that you would want to do and give back? And I said, I will never teach. And here I am, and I love it.
Good. Now, come back. We're in a crowded dance floor, and you're looking for that special someone that's out there. So you need a little more personal space, but you're tighter. You have a limited area, and you're trying to get that person there. So what you are doing is beckoning, enticing, charming. That's your tactic with the dance steps. Ready? Out there, nice and close. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kickball change. New tactic. Make them dance with you. Here's the acting beats. You've got to see that person. This is your most favorite step. This is your cool way of coming after them, and then that's the surprise. So you're not coming on too strong at first, right? And then there's a little surprise, but then you sort of back off and do it again. And then that doesn't work, gang. 7 and 8 and oh, you like this? Do you like that step? Hey, you like it? Well, I can also do this. Come on, let's go. Okay, that's your acting beat in the simple steps. That's the acting beat. Group 1 again.
I think I saw myself, though, not as just going in and doing steps, teaching people dance steps, dance technique. And that's something I don't want to do. I'm more concerned with a person's heart when they move, that they're connected to what they move, that they tell a story when they move, and I get to do that here. That's exactly what I get to do with Moving for the Actor and my musical theater. And yes, there's a set of skills that they have to have, of course, but I like to get to the other stuff, you know, about why they're doing it, what they're doing and why they're doing it. That's much more important to me. So yeah, so I am teaching, yeah.
Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Mommy made me mash match my M&Ms. Okay, gang, actors, singer, dancers, get your chairs and let's move forward. We're okay. Sarah first, though. Ladies first. That's fine. Do it. Let's play like it's a letter that it's a good thing for you. Oh, so the tempo, the energy that of opening the letter is one thing, and then it gives you a chance to let us see you discover, oh, this is really good. Oh, we get to see the oh crap moment. Do you know what I mean? Where that your little heart is not in the same, it's not in one piece anymore. What do you do, A, without him? How do you feel about that? B, you're alone in the world. C, what are you going to do? What happens to those plans? Not only is this minute screwed up, the next 2 minutes, 4 years, 5 years, all of it's out the window. So I want you to take in all of that. So I think what happens when somebody says, no, I don't want to see you anymore, your heart's broken. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do without him, you think? Mm-hmm. So there's part of her that's in between. I'm talking about the micro poop moments. And I think that she has to be thinking about, you know, what she's going to do. She's lost. So I need you to fill the beats in between and not keep playing the same thing. Will you try that? Yes. Cool. Think about this.
Jamie's decided it's time to move on.
Does he really mean that, or what are you going to do?
Jamie's got new dreams he's building upon, and I'm still hurting.
Good. Starting to have a little more texture, and there's some spaces in between where you're thinking. I'd like to do it now without the chair and without the letter.
Okay.
And still us seeing you discover something.
Okay.
Because if it's just after, you've got to see a change in you.
Right.
So see if you can take some of that work and apply it on this intro. And we'll keep it the same length for now. Breathe.
Jamie is over and Jamie is gone.
Do you want to even think about it?
Jamie's decided it's time to move on.
Can that really be true?
Jamie's got new dreams he's building upon, and I'm still hurting.
Good. Will you do me one thing? So the second thing, what would you call what you did on the second sentence, on the second phrase? Did you take it internal? You were feeling something, it was an internal moment for you? Feeling what the punch felt like. Stay with that for that sentence. Don't go back to him. Okay. In other words, it's a foci, it's a focus thing, okay? Then what's the third sentence you say?
Jamie's got new dreams he's building upon.
So, just for now, and then you figure out what you want to do, will you have the subtext be, I can't believe that he's going to go off and be happy, and I'm here alone.
Jamie is over and Jamie is gone. Jamie's decided it's time to move on.
Okay, how did that feel?
More level.
When I worked with Fosse, when I didn't realize I did this personally, but I know when I worked with Fosse, everything I did Pippin on Broadway, I was a replacement. In fact, a whole bunch of us were replaced. Because I auditioned for Chicago, I mentioned that because we're on this set, our VCU set of Chicago, I auditioned for Chicago, a bunch of us did, and I didn't get Chicago, but because Fosse was taking a whole bunch of his Pippin people and taking them next door to Chicago, then a whole bunch of us went into Pippin. So I got Pippin. But you knew why you were doing every single move. You knew why you moved your eyes from right to left. You knew why this finger went up and down. You knew why you moved your hands. Everything was very clear. He gave you a clear imagery. But I also remember prior to doing Pippin and doing my things that I've always had a dialogue going on, a feeling about everything that I danced. And so like every movement sentence, I'm saying something else. I just feel it. Otherwise you're just blank. And I don't know where that came along. I think with my mom making faces at me. So one is like playing with my mom. I don't know. I can't do it empty. I could never mark what they call marking a show or mark a rehearsal. Because the truth is, no choreographer wants a dancer who's just dancing. If you're just dancing and you're not connected to the movement, no one cares. They may appreciate that your toe is pointed and you just jump 10 feet off the floor, but to actually feel what you're doing and get that across to the audience.
You had it coming. What are you saying in between that? You, whatever. You had it coming. Okay. You had it coming. Your turn. Whatever. You gotta fill that in between. Your turn. I'm gonna get you at Sam's. That's menacing. He had it coming. Yeah, what else? He only had himself to blame. If you had been there, if you had seen it, I bet you would have done the same. I bet you. So make sure you dance through her you.
You know how some people have these little habits that get you down?
Yeah, I do.
Like Bernie. Bernie just loved to chew his gum.
What?
No, not chew. Pop. So this one day I come home a little irritated.
So let me feel that level underneath of your frustration about pop. You know, maybe it's that, but it's underneath, okay? Okay, just take it a little bit back.
Would do that to me all the time. And he knew that it annoyed the out of me when he did it anyway. Oh, so you know what I did? What I did? Yeah. I shot the bastard.
Shut the hell up! What did you do?
Oh yeah, there was a shotgun to that producer's shoot deer. And then took that thing down. And I shot it twice.
Okay, that's what we want. Come on.
You know how some people have these little habits that get you down?
Yeah.
Like Bernie. Bernie loved to chew gum. Chew? Oh no. Pop. So one day I come home with some sympathy. Lying, drinking a beer. No. Popping. So I said to him, you pop that more time. Oh, he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall. Warning shots. He had it coming.
Do you? What you just did, how you just did this?
Yes.
You know, there's different. You had fun with it too, into it, and you're angry and teasing him, and you have what's coming next. Really good. And it, you know, and I'm telling their stories. They want to tell their story. Kind of famous. So share this thing is really Then he gets still staggering and you here, and what he's doing, he stands up and he's this way, and you are never had before. Da-da!
I'm better at what I, I really, professional world and Lord Theater, I would not have said it that way from my students. And to dig into coach and really made, so that's, you learn through, so yeah.
And she's like, ah, she's like, Sal. Just went herself.
One time, Kelsey said, hold. And so Patti went underneath 4 lights and said, what am I 4 lights?
Oh yeah, yeah, because I'll stand so excited and I jump, and it's just really stupid.
It's fun.
Tension too in the room, the tension, and sometimes we're tired or been up all day and all night or waiting light, everybody to laugh.
Rory, you got down on the wrong knee like you did. Oh my gosh. That's ever in the whole world.
No, that sounds like...
Okay.
That Joel, what gives him? Things. Making help themselves, it's good. People my time, because I never used to do that. Yeah, of myself, giving. I think that's gifts we can give people. I've learned to. It's gonna be long, but that and feel good about themselves, making that's just fabulous. Like doing that. I guess that's why anything that for someone to feel or what they're doing and giving them support. Yeah. I owe everybody that and my students, and my father for paying for, and just everyone I have learned, every director, every